Alright, so today we are learning about percent proportions. So a percent proportion compares part of a quantity to a whole quantity for one ratio and lists the percent as a number over 100. So if you look right here, it tells me we've got P over W equals N over 100. So that P stands for part. So part over whole equals N over 100. Okay. Or another way that I like to do it is over of. Okay. Equals percent over 100. So you will always have 100 in the bottom of your second ratio. Okay. So rewrite it again without all that other. So is over of equals percent over 100. Okay. So let's look at this example to see what exactly that means. So example 1 says what percent of 24 is 18. So I want every single one of you, I want you to circle the word percent, or what percent. Okay. Circle that, what percent. I want you to put a box around of 24. And then I want you to underline is 18. So circle your percent, box the of number, and then underline is number. Okay. So then I'm going to use that information to plug into my proportion. So here they're using P over W equals N over 100. So part over whole equals percent over 100. Remember, this is the same as is over of. So up here where I underlined is 18, that 18 is going to go on top where is. Okay. And then I boxed 24 of 24. So 24 is going to go on bottom where of is. So 18 over 24 equals the percent over 100. In this case, my percent that I circled was what percent. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So that's going to be my variable. So 18 over 24 equals N over 100. That is a proportion. We know how to solve proportions. How do you solve proportions? No. Guys, we just took a test on this. How do you solve proportions? Cross multiply. Cross multiply. So 18 times 100 equals 24 times N. Once you do that, 18 times 100, you get 1,800 equals 24N. Now you have a one-step equation here. So to solve for N, you've got to do the opposite, which is divide. So divide by 24 on both sides. N is equal to 75. So what that means is you're plugging that back into your sentence. So 75, so that means that 75% of 24 is 18. Or they worded it a little bit different. 18 is 75% of 24. Same thing. Okay. Marley, will you close that door for me, please?
So when you get to 24 and 1,800, you divide those?
You're solving for N. So you do the opposite, which is division. Okay. So let's look at example number 2. We've got P over W equals N over 100, or is over of. Okay. So what am I circling in my sentence?
What number?
What number?
Okay, up here I circled
What percent?
percent, right? So what is the percent here? 60. So I'm going to circle 60%. What am I going to underline? What number is? Because in the first one I underlined is 18. And then what am I boxing? Of 150. Okay. So when I write my proportion, my is over of, what number is what I'm trying to find. So that's going to be my variable. So N is on top, is over of is 150. so I put 150 on bottom, equals percent over number, 60%, so 60 over 100. Okay. Now I just cross multiply. So 100n equals 9,000, which is a one-step equation, so I have to divide both sides by 100 to get 90. So that means that 90 is 60% of 150. Okay? Mm-hmm. Is over of equals percent over 100. So is over of is that first fraction ratio. Percent over 100 is the second one, which is 60 over 100. Okay, so let's look at example number 1 down here at the bottom. I'm going to circle, underline, and box everything on this page and then give the answer. But I'm going to show all my work on another sheet of paper. So that means you probably want to do that the same, because there's not a whole lot of room here for you to show your work. I'm going to pick up a note sheet. Am I? Okay, so number 1, that's what we're doing.
Have you did his test yet?
Started it.
He started it?
Okay, so number 1, guys, focus. This is where she went. She should go back. Bless you. Number 1, it says, what number is 25% of 20? So, what am I going to circle in this case? 25%. I'm going to underline what? What number is? And then what am I boxing?
20.
Of 20. Okay. So now on my separate sheet of paper, I'm going to show my work to find the answer. So remember, we have is over of equals percent over 100. So what number goes with is?
20.
What number goes with is?
75.
We on 25 now.
25.
What number is? Do I know what number? That's what I'm trying to find. So that's my variable. So is in. That's what I'm finding. Of. What number goes with of? 20. Equals percent over 100. So what is percent? 25. Now I have a proportion. So I can cross multiply. So n times 100 just gives me 100n. Equals 20 times 25. 500. Now I have a one-step equation. So how do I solve for n?
100.
Good try. We can't subtract. We have to divide. Divide both sides by 100. So these 100s cancel, and it leaves me with n equals. So what does that mean? It means, I'm just plugging it in, so what number is? So that means 5 is 25% of 20. Okay, so let's look at number 2. What percent of 50 is 30? So in this case, what am I going to circle? What percent? Remember, percent is what you circle. In this case, I don't know what percent. That's what I'm trying to find. So circle what percent. What about boxing? Of 50. And then what am I underlining?
30.
Is 30. So, is over of equals percent over 100. When you're working this out, you don't have to write this every time unless you need to, okay? You can just fill in the numbers if that's what you want to do. So what am I putting on top where is?
The percent.
30. It says is 30. So I'm replacing is with that number. What about of? Here I boxed of 50. So 50 is going on bottom. Equals, I know 100 is always on bottom. And then what percent is what I'm finding. So that's going to be my variable. Okay. Now that I have my proportion set up, what do I need to do? Cross multiply. So that means I have 50n equals what? 3,000. How do I solve for n? Divide both sides by 50. And these cancel, leaving me with n equals 60. Thank you, Jabori. So that means that 60% of 50 is 30. Or you can flip it around and say 30 is 60% of 50. Either way, okay? If you want to keep it easy, you can simply just plug it in the way that it's written. So 60% of 50 is 30. Questions on that? Yes, ma'am. You can use whatever variable you want to. It doesn't matter. Alright, number 3. 30 is 75% of what number? So what do I need to circle? 75%. What do I need to underline? 30 is. Remember, I underline is. And then I circle, box, sorry, of what number? Write what down? Okay, so number 3. So is over of equals percent over 100. So is, what number goes with is?
30.
30. What number goes with of?
75.
What number goes with of?
100.
Do I know what number goes with?
No.
No, so it's a variable. Y'all are blurting out random numbers. Anna. What?
Oh, God.
What the heck?
Maddie, do you need to go to the nurse?
No, I guess it's just a little bit warm in here.
Okay.
No, it's warm in here.
Guys. What goes on top here? 75, my percent. So 75 over 100. Okay, so now how do I solve for my proportion? Cross multiply. So what's 30 times 100? So 3,000 equals 75n. And then how do I solve for n? Divide both sides by 75. So n is equal to what? 40. So what does that mean? 30 is 75% of 40. Okay, number 4. What do I need to circle?
60%.
Number 4. 40%. What am I boxing?
36.
Of what number? And what do I underline, Tyler? Is 36. So I have is over of equals percent over 100. So is, what number goes with is? 36. What number goes with of?
40%.
Guys, look at what we did. Of what number? I boxed it. Is there a number in that box? No, so that's going to be a variable. All you have to do is look at your circle, box, and underline. That's why we do it. So you find where is of. Of is in a box with no numbers. So that means it's a variable. Is underlined with the number 36. So that means you put 36 where is goes. The circle is 40%. So that means 40 is going where percent is. 40 over 100. Cross multiply. And 40n equals what? Now how do I solve for n? Divide both sides by 40. And n is equal to what? 90. So that means that 40% of 90 is 36. Okay. When you write it at the end. So all I'm doing is just plugging it in. So it says 40%, so I'm copying down 40% of what number, which is what we found. So of, plug in your answer, and then copy down is 36. Or it's always going to kind of read like, what is the number, or what is the percent of a number. Okay, I want you to do number 5 and number 6 by yourself right now. So get started on number 5 and number 6. So no talking. Just tap him. Ben, wake up, bud.